Hello YouTube, how's everybody doing today? So, I figured I'd come back on and do another video talking about some place that I visited about 3 years ago, back in October 2017. One that still to this day leaves a significant impression and still is one of my significant impression on me and remains one of the most beautiful places I think I've ever visited. One that really changed my perception of just changed my mind and opened up my eyes to how beautiful this world and this continent especially can actually be. 3 years ago, I crossed the border from New York City into Niagara Falls, Ontario. So effectively that means I crossed the border from America into Canada. That was the first time I ever went to Canada. There are northern neighbors to the north. They're the up top, the big frozen north up top. No offense to Canada, but so I got to go to Niagara Falls, and I thought that was absolutely amazing. That trip alone, honestly, was is one of my favorite travel moments. I got so the funny thing is that I really don't like rain a lot, like actually at all. I have a big problem with rain. I don't like rain really at all. Which is ironic because I come from a very sun parched and like the sun dry state, Arizona, where like the sun's beaming down on you 24/7 and it barely rains. So and of course I'm not used to getting rain a lot. When I do get rain, when Arizona does get rain, holy crap, it rains. When it does rain, I generally don't enjoy it. So when I went into Niagara Falls, I knew I was gonna get wet. But holy crap, did I get wet. We decided to go. We had this amazing chance to go actually behind Niagara Falls, go into like this little chamber where we go into this little chamber and we go and see the falls. Like there'd be this tiny chamber, and then like you look out, and then you look out of the little window in the chamber, and then it's just water just gushing through. It's water just gushing, just moving at I don't even know how fast, like probably 1,000 miles an hour. Just there's all this mountain of water just blasting through this little chamber, and I thought that was amazing. Like, really, it was something that is an amazing experience. Niagara Falls is a must do. If you're, it's a must. It's an absolutely amazing place. I recommend going in October, I recommend going in the beginning of fall to like the middle of winter, like because that is honestly not only the best time of the year to go. When you go to Niagara Falls and it's cold out, it's like you get the full bag. You just get the whole um Niagara Falls, to me, it'll always be the kind of place that you go to when it's really, really cold out. Just stock up on layers, bury yourself in layers and layers of jackets. Bring a rain jacket because you will get rained on. It doesn't care. Niagara Falls doesn't care if it's sunny out. You're gonna get wet because duh, it's a waterfall, not like in more likely than not, you are going to get wet. You are going to get water all over your body because it's a waterfall. Stuff happens. And it generally is. Niagara Falls will absolutely blow your mind. If you've never seen a real waterfall before, like this, so I've seen a waterfall before, but the closest thing we have to a waterfall in Arizona is something called the Tonto Natural Bridge, which is literally just this tiny little. You can't call. I mean, you can't you can't call it a waterfall at all. Like, by no circumstance, I'll never call the Taunton Natural Bridge a waterfall. Like, never. Niagara Falls is a real life waterfall. Take no nonsense. It's a mountain of water just blasting down this giant cascade, this giant mountain at, I don't even know how many miles per hour, probably 1,000 plus miles an hour. It's one of the most beautiful spots on this continent. Maybe it's one of the most beautiful places in this world just to see. Even if you're just seeing it for the first time, it'll absolutely blow your mind. It's a place that you kind of have to go there. You just have to. Niagara Falls is one of the most beautiful spots on this world, and I'm so happy I got to go and see it. The rest of, I mean, the rest of the town is okay. I mean, it's Canada, so I wasn't going in. I wasn't necessarily expecting much, but I knew. But when I saw, I actually vaguely remember this. I remember seeing Niagara Falls for the first time ever face to face. I was standing in the middle of a restaurant, like, it wasn't actually a restaurant, I was staying at a hotel, and I was standing in the middle of the breakfast hall, obviously getting breakfast in the morning, and I saw like, there's an open window. There's a window that is open then where you can see Niagara Falls, because we were right next to the falls, the actual park where the falls is. I saw Niagara Falls, this massive mountain of water blasting down this cascade at 1,000,000 miles an hour. My mind was, it was like a bomb had gone off inside of my head. Like, because I had never seen anything like that before. It was like, it blew my mind more than you could possibly think. It was October 2017. I was 11 years old at the time, and I thought that was the most majestic thing ever. Also, I highly recommend going to Niagara Falls on a cloudy, rainy, dark day in the cold. Why? Because pictures, photography will be spot on. I'm actually a photographer. I do scenery photography. That's the type of photography I specialize in. It's called scenery photography. It's basically it's the field of taking photos of a landscape scenery, any like let's say if it's a field, like a forest in Vermont in October. I whip out my camera and take a photo of it. I think some of my best photography ever comes from New England. It's the most beautiful place in this country, hands down, is New England. Either way, back to Niagara Falls. Check it out. You had to check out Niagara Falls at least once in your life. You will be left stunned and amazed, and you'll want to, like, it'll open up your mind and your heart to a brand new frontier. Either way, I just wanted to sit down, talk about a place that has left a lasting impression on me. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to go and find a place where there's more light. I'm filming outside in my backyard. That's why it's so dark out. Either way, hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be back soon enough to talk about Bar Harbor, Maine. A small town in the middle of nowhere in Maine. That is my favorite town in the whole United States, hands down. And Maine might actually be my favorite state in this country, because, oh my God, it's the most beautiful freaking state you could ever see. Either way, please like, subscribe, comment, do stuff YouTubers tell you to do. See you guys later.